Getting sales on Facebook is hard until it's not. Okay, it really is simple, but to a lot of people it may not seem simple because for some reason we bypass all the simplicity of it and we make things difficult. I'm just being real. But I wanted to do this video on Facebook marketing so that you get an idea of what it takes to get results on Facebook. I feel like if you see the inner workings of Facebook marketing and understand some of the principles around Facebook marketing, that maybe you'll be more inclined to jump into it. Maybe you'll be more inclined to doing it the right way. But essentially, Facebook marketing is really a simple thing that for some reason along the way we've made it complicated in our heads. I've been there. I literally would get 0 sales year after year on Facebook. Then I went from getting just a few sales on Facebook every now and then. And now I'm able to consistently get sales on Facebook when I apply certain principles. And at any time of this video, you want the full step-by-step training, definitely click on the link at the top of the description of my video and tap into the same program that I've used for almost 9 years now to help me get lasting results in my marketing. And as a bonus, I'll also make sure you have access to my customized and very organized hybrid Facebook marketing ecosystem where I take you down the foundational things that you need to do in your business or on Facebook to set that up correctly, as well as I take you down a hybrid version of my training and a system that I am referring to you in this video. Now let's take you over to Facebook. And before I dive into it, I did a recent video which you should be able to watch after this video is done. I'll leave it in the description for you below, but you want to make sure your foundational things are set up. I don't want to bore my subscribers with the same content I just shot, I think yesterday. Ultimately, you want to make sure that foundational things are set up. And here's the part that most people don't want to talk about. They don't want to hear, they ignore, and then they wonder why they're not getting any sales on Facebook, because the honest truth is that a lot of the things on my checklist are things that people are already doing right now and not getting any results. The only difference maybe they may be doing things incompletely, out of order, or not with this one thing that people tend to ignore. They don't do it with a certain mindset. When I talk about mindset around Facebook marketing, it really can cover a ton of different things, but ultimately you want to have a certain mindset when you approach Facebook marketing. For instance, when I started doing my DMO every day, I had got this thing in my head that I hear a lot of people talk bad about on Facebook, which is being on Facebook all day. I don't want to be on Facebook all day. And listen, you don't have to be on Facebook all day if it's done a certain way. In my system that I created, I also help you avoid being on Facebook every day because of the way I have things set up. However, they're complaining about being on Facebook, literally being on Facebook instead of being at a job. To me, I thought, hey, piece of cake, I'll go ahead and market on Facebook. I changed my perspective around it. Do I rather be at a job or do I rather be on Facebook? That is a complete no-brainer for me. And if you think it takes being on Facebook all day to get results with Facebook marketing, you're most likely doing things in the wrong way. And again, with the wrong mindset, because remember I said the mindset around Facebook marketing doesn't stop with just enjoying the fact that you're on Facebook versus a job. It really breathes in and out of your Facebook marketing. And to be honest, your mindset is something that you should be focused on without complaints throughout all of your marketing, throughout email marketing, throughout YouTube marketing, right? You have to make sure you continually work on your mindset as you're doing this, because you could be doing all the right things that the person next to you is doing and getting results, and you could be getting little to no results because of the mindset. Here's one thing I want to say. The followers, I don't want to really say anything about that. Followers to me is kind of just a number on the page, but let's talk about those friends. So the friends that you have on Facebook, the friends that are popping up on Facebook, the friends that are acting up on Facebook. Thanks, John. That is actually pretty funny. The people that you have on Facebook, they are real people. And here's what I want you to understand, that your Facebook is no different than building an email list. Obviously, it's different in that it's social media and email list is your real estate online, but it's no different. And a lot of times people are like, I want to get sales on Facebook, which is cool. I want to get sales on Facebook too. But their mindset stops there. They don't think about helping the person that needs their product. They don't think about, I think I'm back, just got a call. So that knocked me off my video. But ultimately, you want to treat Facebook marketing as your list, meaning you want to build a relationship with people, whether it be on your posts, engaging in their content, or whether it be in the inbox. You always want to build a relationship with the people on your list. And we get so far from this idea that we're working with real people who have their hard-earned money that they don't want to just spend with any old body. You want to show up as a professional, and I don't mean suit and tie. Obviously, I don't mean that. But you want to show up as being the person that can help them solve the problems that they're having. And remember, this is social media. They're not here to pull out their credit card and buy things all day. They're here for entertainment. They're here sometimes to gain value from other people. So you want to make sure that you're providing that throughout your posts and things like that on Facebook. Now, I want to try to make this as short as possible. So I'm going to run down a few things that you could be doing to give that value and to build a relationship with the audience that you already have. The first thing you could be doing is giving value in the groups that you're already in, and you want to make sure you're careful about this because some people just kick you out the group. They don't even care. They peep your game and they kick you out the group. Even if you don't have a game, even if your idea is to just give value, sometimes people kick you out the group. But essentially, you want to make sure you're able to post content in certain groups. And as you're going down those groups, you can answer questions that people may have in the group. You can post something valuable in the group. You just want to make sure you read people's rules and things like that they have in that group. So what is going to happen when you start going in groups and answering questions and engaging on those posts? Well, Mr. and Mrs. Nosy is going to land on your Facebook profile. And if you checked out the video I already shot and you have your foundational laid out to where it's simple, they know what it is that they're going to get once they start clicking on your stuff. If you have your foundation laid out, they're going to be intrigued. Those who are interested will be intrigued and they will click on your links to your Facebook group or your capture page and things like that. They may even add you on Facebook, connect with you, or DM you. Essentially, all you're doing is adding value. And once you add value into any marketplace, not just Facebook, you'll start attracting people to you. Another thing that you can do is be really active and start finding friends on your own. I just added someone on Facebook who was within my niche. Remember, you must have an appropriate niche for this. It's just how Facebook is. And essentially, it's just how people are. A lot of us entrepreneurs, coaches, and things online, we're used to building relationships with complete strangers online. Regular people aren't. Regular people are suspicious of it. They don't get it. But essentially, when you start connecting with people within our space, within affiliate marketing space and make money space, as soon as you add people, you get a plethora of people to continue to build relationships with. You can take a direct approach that most people speak down on this, but I will tell you that if you're not doing this, you're leaving a ton of money on the table. I do love and believe in the law of attraction, but I also believe in combining both of them so that you're getting the maximum results possible, really squeezing the lemon of Facebook marketing. But this is not a pitch fest. I want to add that because I get so many people pitching me their business before they can breathe hello in my inbox. It's really annoying, and I can understand that I friend request people and send them a report message and they're like mad. They're like, I don't want to buy anything. Well, honey, I didn't ask you to buy anything. But I get it. I understand that they've been through the trenches of this online market space for a long time and they're just getting tired of everyone's not so great marketing. Essentially, you can go here. Some tips on adding people. You want to make sure that they're active in your niche. You don't have to make sure that you're better than them or more successful than them. And essentially, I don't think you can really tell on Facebook, even though sometimes we think we can tell who's successful and who's not. But all the time, you can't tell, but you do want to pick people who relates to you, who you feel like you could relate to. You know, the posts are a little off. You're not really feeling them. You might want to skip them. You kind of go off your energy. At least for me, I do. I go off my energy a lot. It doesn't mean that you can't add people that appears to be more successful than you. I do all the time. It's just somebody I want to vibe with versus later on, I think they might be a good fit for my business. But you have tons of people here to add on Facebook. No limit, except your 5,000 max friends on Facebook. And once you start taking this approach and you start adding valuable content, a lot of it is already flowing your way in a positive way. Meaning I've taken this strategy and I did my foundational things like I'm telling you in my videos. I created valuable content. I built rapport and stuff like that. And people can just come to you and want to see what you're doing just because they're attracted to you. And they may be attracted to you more than they're attracted to the next person that you think may be more successful than you. All you're doing is stuff that we've really been doing our whole entire lives. It really boils down to it being extremely simple. And I said Facebook marketing is difficult until it's not. It's really our mindset around that and understanding that it ain't no different in our regular everyday lives. If we step into a store, most people can say hello and they can start talking to people at the store. And the store is a little bit different because your conversation doesn't always lead to personal stuff. But let's take a networking event. It's no different than going to a networking event. You sit down, you talk to somebody, you ask them where they're from, you start picking up on their interests, and maybe you're vibing with their interests, maybe you're not, maybe they're draining your soul, maybe they're not. Essentially, you can get to know that person. Ain't nothing different than going to school, a new school, and then basically having to meet and greet people. Ain't nothing different than going to a new job, having to meet and greet people. It's the same stuff, except you just want to be a little bit more strategic about who you're building those relationships with. And you also want to make sure you have the full formula at your fingertips. This is all I'm going to talk about in this video, or else it'll be extremely long. If you want the full formula, definitely click the link at the top of the description of this video. So I'm going to say that you can continue to struggle to get that continuous flow of leads and sales and build that pipeline for your affiliate business using free Facebook organic marketing, or you can get step-by-step instructions on exactly how I was able to turn my business around from getting 0 to little sales every year in my business to really turning things around and bringing in more consistent sales, sometimes with people I don't even asked to join my business. In fact, there has been a lot of times where I didn't have to ask someone to join my business. So you can either struggle trying to figure out how to make this all work, how to connect the dots, and how to get into the flow faster, or you can opt in at the page at the top of the description of this video and then get that video. If that program vibes with you, if you can get down with it, definitely tap into that so that you'll get my bonus. You'll get my full formula laid out for you for the foundational things and the things you need to do every day to start getting results in your business. This is the Real Robin Williams, and I see you on the top.